Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community and 7 questions with Emmy.
Hi, Emmy.
Hi, Mike.
How are you doing?
Good. Okay, let's get started right now, okay?
Okay, you're the boss.
Hey guys, welcome back to 7 Questions with Emmy. Today I'm so excited to talk with Mike Rowe, a TV host, writer, narrator, actor, and spokesman. He starred in Dirty Jobs, Somebody's Gotta Do It, Returning the Favor, and his podcast, The Way I Heard It, is extremely popular. Mike, thanks so much for joining me.
Emmy, thank you for having me. This is quite an honor.
I'm really excited. My mom said you're one of her biggest heroes.
Really? What's your mom's name?
Erica, she's actually right here.
Oh,
big fan of you.
Hi, Erica.
Not ready for the day, but nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Let's get started with the questions. What inspired you to start the show Dirty Jobs?
Oh, well, Dirty Jobs was actually a mistake. I was working on a lot of other programs about 20 years ago, and my grandfather was 91 years old at the time, and he was kind of my hero. You know, my pop, I don't know if your dad can do this, but my pop could take apart anything and put it back together, like without reading the instructions. He could build anything. He could fix anything. So I thought it would be nice to do a TV show that celebrated people like him, right? A TV show about work where people got to fix things and build things, and I got to help them out. So honestly, I just shot a couple of quick segments that I thought my grandfather would enjoy watching and put those on TV. And then I started getting all sorts of letters from people who said, Mike, you should meet my grandfather, my uncle, my brother, my cousin, my sister, my mom, my dad. Wait till you see what they do. And that's how Dirty Jobs started 20 years ago, with me just showing up with a little crew and trying my best to keep up and not screw things up too badly.
The hardest job you've ever done?
Aside from this one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Well, there were 300 different dirty jobs, Emmy, 300. And I guess maybe, have you ever seen a concrete truck? You know, the concrete mixers?
Yeah.
Well, what nobody tells you is that when you see one of those trucks going down the highway and it's turning, whenever you see that big drum on the truck turning, on the inside, a tiny little layer of concrete forms on the inside of that drum. So every time it turns, the inside of the drum gets a little thicker and a little thicker and a little thicker. And then by the end of the day, it's this thick on every side. So that big empty drum is all of a sudden a really small place. And men have to crawl inside with all that hardened concrete. And they have to take a jackhammer, and lying on their back, they have to knock all the concrete off. And then they have to get on their knees and go and knock all that concrete off. And so they keep knocking off the concrete inside of the drum. And then they have to take those big, heavy chunks and they have to throw it out the hole.
And
they
you
have to
do that?
I had to do it. I had to wear goggles, and I had to wear ear protection, and I had to wear a respirator on my face, and I had to hold that big, giant jackhammer for hours and hours and hours. And it was a hard job.
Even though you have done some really tough jobs, you never quit. How do you keep going when things are hard?
Well, for one thing, you have to remember what everybody else in the world is doing. It's not just you. So, like with that concrete truck, for instance, I worked all day on that truck, about 12 hours. It was a very long day. But the next morning, I got on a plane and I flew to another place and I did a different job. But those guys who work on the concrete trucks, they came back the next morning and did the same thing. And then they did it the day after that, and the day after that, and the week after that, and the month after that. So you're right. I don't quit, but I get to do something most people don't do. I get to go to a new job every day, a different job. So for me, it's a little easier because things are always new. And honestly, the reason I don't quit is because people watch my show and they like my show and they send me nice letters and they say, you should keep doing it. So I keep doing it because I'm lucky to work on a show that people actually watch. You'll learn one day, Emmy. It's nicer to work on shows that people watch than don't watch.
How do you find the courage to say your opinion, even though when people don't agree with you?
Well, that was a very nice way to ask me that question. You could have said, why can't you keep your mouth shut and stop making trouble for yourself when controversial topics arise? But no, you asked it in a very nice way. Where do I find the courage to say what's on my mind? Well, I guess maybe sometimes what I try and do is I try and remember the sacrifices that other people made years ago. So I have the right to share whatever is on my mind, right? Like you and I, we've got the right to have this conversation right now. We can talk about anything we want. But
Yeah, it's not like the president said we couldn't do this. Right?
That's right. The president is not saying, no, you can't do this. We have the right, but we didn't always have that right, right? There was a time when, you say certain things and you go to jail. You say certain things and maybe somebody unplugs you. Well, the freedom to speak freely is really important. And so when something comes up that matters to me, I try and tell people what I really think because I appreciate the fact that I have the right to do that.
Are you working on any cool projects now?
All the projects I work on are cool, Emmy.
Yeah. But new ones like that are cool too?
Yes. I'm working on some old ones that I love and some new ones that I love. There's an old project called The Deadliest Catch about the crab fishermen up in the Bering Sea that I narrate. That's in season 17. And as soon as I'm done with you, I'm going to run over to the studio and I'm going to narrate another hour of that. But you mentioned my podcast before. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Way I Heard It. And I've been writing these short little mysteries. And now we're turning those into TV shows, which is really fun. So I get to take something that used to be a radio show, and now I'm turning it into a TV show. And it's very different and very exciting. And I'm delighted to be working on that.
We're going to have to watch some of the TV shows.
Yes, you are. You tell your mother it's going to be absolutely mandatory. You must watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever had a really embarrassing moment on TV, and can you tell me about it?
A really embarrassing moment?
Yes.
Well, I mean, my whole career is a series of really embarrassing moments.
Yeah, because you
right.
had to touch like animals' poop and stuff like that.
I've had animals poop on me. I've had them do worse things than that. Oh, you want to hear a story I've never told anybody before?
Yeah.
Now, it's really embarrassing, okay? Are you sure you can take it?
Yeah, I won't laugh.
Okay, don't laugh at me. But a long time ago, way before Dirty Jobs, I worked at a place called QVC. It was a home shopping channel. So I would sit on TV and I would talk about things until people bought them. Well, one night I worked, they called it the graveyard shift. So it was in the middle of the night and it was live TV. And one night at around 2 a.m, my tummy started to grumble. And I remembered that earlier that evening, I had eaten a very large burrito. You know what a burrito is?
Mm-hmm.
Big piece of Mexican food.
I think I know what's going to happen.
Hey, that burrito was not sitting comfortably in my tummy. It wanted to come out. But I was on live television and I was feeling very uncomfortable. So I told the director after I finished selling the product that I had to go to the bathroom. And he said, okay. And when I finished, he went to a commercial and I got up and I ran off that stage and I ran into the bathroom and I closed the door. And you know what happened next?
Did you throw up?
I didn't throw up. I sat down on the toilet And Emmy, it was not pretty. I made some terrible sounds there in the bathroom as I was getting rid of that burrito. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the horrible part. My microphone was still on, and the person in charge of my microphone, they didn't turn it off. So at 2:00 in the morning, about 1 million people heard me in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, making some really disappointing sounds, if you know what I mean. And you know what's even worse? As I was sitting in there making all these disappointing sounds, sometimes, I don't know about you, but I like to sing when I'm in the bathroom. Do you ever sing when you're in the bathroom?
Well, only when I'm showering.
Well, I was sitting on the toilet and I sang a song from an old play that I was in high school called Oklahoma. And the song was, "Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day." And as I was sitting there making those terrible sounds on the toilet, I was singing that song. And everybody who was watching the show, 1 million people, heard me pooping and singing at the same time. Now, that was pretty embarrassing, Emmy.
That would sound embarrassing. Because while the commercial was on, they heard the...
Yes. So the poor viewers didn't know what to make of it. They were watching a commercial, but in the background, they were hearing things like, "Oh, what a beautiful," right? It was very strange for them, I'm sure.
Yeah, we need to find the video.
No, we don't. We don't need to find that. Tell Nate to stop making those horrible suggestions. We don't need to find that video.
What's something I might be surprised to learn about you?
Well,
it was the funny story too, but
yeah, somebody made an action figure out of me and sent it to me in the mail. That's me doing dirty jobs. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool, except my leg fell off here. I don't know where my leg went. Oh, here it is. Yeah, they sent me an action figure, but my leg fell off, which is kind of a bummer.
How long have you had it?
How long have I had this?
Yeah.
It's probably been maybe 10 years. People send me all kinds of funny things in the mail. I mean, I don't know why, but they do. I'm
going to send you something in the mail, Mike.
What are you going to send me? Is it a surprise?
7 questions t-shirt.
That would be awesome. Oh, can I show you something that I just got in the mail?
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. I'll be right back. This is just take a minute. But I have a dog called Freddie, and everybody loves Freddie. And people start painting pictures. That's me and my dog.
That's so cute.
Isn't that great? And they do it like every week. Somebody sends me a new one. Look how big that one is. That's me and my dog.
Then it's behind the American flag too.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yep. Freddie's behind the flag. He's all over the place. I got all kinds. Oh, here's a good one. Hang on a second. Hang on. This is a neat one. They did it out of acrylic.
That's so cool.
See, this is what happens. If you work on a TV show that people really like, you know, they like to express their gratitude, and they'll do all sorts of things. They'll make you cookies. They'll make you an action figure. Sometimes they'll make you a leg. Sometimes they'll paint pictures of your dog. You just never know what's going to happen if you do a good TV show. It's fun.
We're going to have to get your address so we can send you that 7 questions t-shirt.
We'll take care of that. Oh, you know what else I got? Look at this. Your name's Emmy, right?
Hmm?
How do you spell it?
E-M-M-Y.
Look what I got.
An Emmy Award.
I got an Emmy.
Yeah. We were in California, in Hollywood the other day, and we were shopping at souvenirs, and they had these little tiny Emmy Awards, and I got one. I wanted my name on it, but they didn't do that, so I got I got the best sister on it. But
That's
when
great.
I grow up, I'm going to get an Emmy for an Emmy.
An Emmy for an Emmy sounds pretty good. Now, remember, Emmy Awards are nice, right? But they're just trophies. You know, it's not as good as an action figure. What you want is somebody to make you an action figure with all the parts attached, or paint your dog. I mean, I'm glad I have the Emmy, but I think this is even cooler.
I don't have a dog. My dad won't let me get a dog.
What's the matter with your dad? Why won't he let you get a dog?
Everyone in our family wants a dog except for my dad.
Oh, you know, sometimes fathers can be difficult, right? But you keep working on him. One of these days, he'll probably give in. You're pretty persuasive.
I'm going to save my money up to buy a dog. And then since he'll be like, that was so much hard work. You deserve a dog. Go buy yourself a dog.
What are you going to name your dog?
Maybe like Cookie or something like that.
That's a good. Do you know how I named Freddie?
How?
So on my Facebook page, I have a lot of friends, about 6 million of them. And when I got the dog, I posted this picture. All right. So this is a drawing, but the actual picture, I put it on my Facebook page. And I said, hey, look, I just got a new dog. I want you guys to help me name him. And they said, okay. Well, I got 85,000 suggestions on what to name my new dog. 85,000. So I took the top 6 suggestions. And I took one of those, they call them pee pads. Have you ever seen this where you train a dog where to pee and poop, right? You kind of unfold it and it's got 6 squares in it. It looks like a bingo card. And I wrote a name in each square, the 6 most popular names. And then I set up my camera and I waited to see where he pooped. And I decided to name my dog whatever he pooped on. And he pooped on the name Freddie. And that's why I call him Freddie.
What were the other 5 names?
Oh, there was Barsky, who was the producer on Dirty Jobs. And there was Travis, named after Travis McGee, who's one of my favorite fictional characters. These books are you're probably not ready to read these, but let me show you one. I got them all. Travis McGee is a character in books like these called The Quick Red Fox, right? And he has lots of different books, and he's a private eye, and I really like him. So some people said I should name my dog Travis. Other people wanted me to name him Rutt, R-U-T-T, because my last name is Rowe, and they thought it would be funny if my dog was called Rowe. And I forget what the other ones were.
Or you could name it Retch. So then you could be Retro.
That would work too. Retro and Rutro. That's pretty funny. Or I could call him Mac. He could be Macro and I could be Micro. We could have gone a lot of different ways, but he's Freddie because he pooped on the name he was destined to have.
Or it could be macaroni and cheese.
Yes, I suppose I could have called him Macaroni.
Yeah.
Where did you get that thing behind you with my name on it? That's pretty cool.
Walmart. We have like these little tokens that you can put names on it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, you can change the color too. Do you want to tell me your favorite color and I can change the color?
Well, I mean, I like blue. It looks like it might be blue. Can you make it red?
Yes.
There it is. I like that. That really pops. Thank you.
Now it's time for some bonus questions. My mom wants me to ask this question.
Okay.
I have a hard time getting my kids motivated to do things. What suggestions do you have to help teach my kids work hard? And that are all of Mom's words.
Those are Mom. So your mom wants my advice on how to get you to do things.
And my 2 brothers.
And your 2 brothers?
Yeah.
Are they older than you?
No, they're younger than me. I'm the oldest.
Oh, boy. Well, That's a tough one. You know, my mom had the same problem. She had 3 boys, and I was the oldest one too. And you know what she would do? It didn't work with my other brothers, but it worked with me. She would just let me know when she was disappointed in me. She would say to me, Michael, I don't know why you do what you do, but it sure does disappoint your mother. And that would make me feel so bad, I would straighten right up. My other brothers, it didn't work on them.
It doesn't work on us. My mom tries that and it doesn't work on us.
Doesn't work, no. No, it almost never works. But it did. You know what? It still works for me. My mother now is 83 years old. She's old. I mean, my mother is old.
She's going to be mad at you because you said that.
That's all right. You know what? She probably will be. And she's probably going to see this because I'm going to put it on my Facebook page and millions of people are going to see it, including my mother. And you're right. She's going to say, Michael, why would you call me old? And I'll say, Mom, I was just trying to make the point. When you're disappointed in me, even at your ancient age, in your dotage, that's a word you can run by your dad later. It still works. I still feel bad when I disappoint my mom. I don't know, just the way it is.
You just do one day where you do like everything you want, and even if your mom's disappointed, you say, "Well, I'm a grown man, so I can do what I want to do. So technically, you're not the boss of me anymore because I'm an adult."
You know what? I'm going to try that, and I'll get back to you with the results. But I'm not optimistic.
If that doesn't work, then I'll send your mom a T-shirt too.
That would work.
And she won't be mad at you.
That's true. And then you guys would become friends, and then she would wind up liking you more than me. And then, well,
so I would make sure that she never got mad at you again.
Okay, let's do that.
Have you ever been to Idaho and tried our famous potatoes?
I have. I love Idaho. I was in a little town. I've been to Boise, and I've been to the Snake River. And I've been. The Snake River is a beautiful part of your state. Idaho's beautiful. Oh, you know where I was for dirty jobs? I was all the way up in the top in a little town called Bonners Ferry, where they make maggots for fish bait. You know what maggots are?
Yeah, I don't like them, no. The gross.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they come out of flies, or maybe flies come out of the maggots. I can never get it straight. Anyway, this farm up there had millions of maggots, and we dyed them pink, like the sign behind you, so the fish could see them better. And we made lots of bait for lots of fish out of lots of maggots in Bonners Ferry, Idaho. I don't know that I had any potatoes when I was up there, but I'll never forget the maggots.
Next time you come to Idaho, you're going to have to come visit me, Mike.
I would love to. What town are you in?
Just Idaho Falls, Idaho.
I've been to Idaho Falls for a show called Returning the Favor. We had a great episode in Idaho Falls. It's a date.
You can come and you can just come stay the night here. We have a guest bedroom you can stay the night in.
Thank you. Do you offer all of your guests an opportunity to sleep over in your guest bedroom?
No, really, it's just special people.
Really? Well, thank you very much. If I can make it out there, I'll bring my Emmy.
Yeah.
And maybe
I can show you my Emmy too.
That would be amazing.
What advice do you have for me?
For you?
Mm-hmm.
You mean like professional advice?
Life.
Life advice. Okay. Well, I think this works for both. If you want to keep doing what you're doing, because you're very good at this, you're a very good interviewer. But I think the thing you want to remember as you go through life and as you explore in this business is that even though we're broadcasting right now, even though lots and lots of people are watching this and listening to us, try and remember that really you're only talking to one person at a time, just one. You know, in this case, it's me. But sometimes if you're not interviewing anybody, if you're just looking at the camera, don't think about all the people who are listening. just think about one person. You can choose whoever it is. And that really helped me in my business, but it also helps in real life too. There are lots of people. There are lots of people out there, but you only talk to one at a time.
Who do you think about usually when you're on TV and stuff?
You know, that's a really good question. I think of a combination of all my best friends. And I imagine when I'm working on TV that person is watching the show I'm doing with me. Like, for instance, we're in the same room watching an episode of Dirty Jobs, and I have the remote control. So I can pause the TV whenever I want and turn to my friend and say whatever I want to him or her. And
like you're watching a movie, like you notice something cool, but you wanted to tell your friend, you could just pause it and say, hey, did you notice that like he's reading what's happening and stuff?
That's exactly right. And when you're on TV and you say those kinds of things that are honest, the kind of way that you would talk to your friend if your friend was there, that's when the big audience will start to love you. That's when they'll start to feel like they know you, because they really will. And that's really all people want when they watch TV. They want to make a connection. They want to feel like they know the person who's talking to them. And that's what you're good at, Emmy. I feel like I know you already, and we've only been talking for 15 minutes.
I feel like I've known you my whole life right now.
Well, you're awfully good at what you do, and I think you're going to be a big, big star. I think you're going to have a mantle one day filled with these things, and maybe even an action figure too.
Yeah. You've recorded lots of commercials and voiceovers. Could I hear you say, welcome to 7 Questions with Emmy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And now, welcome to 7 Questions with Emmy. Yeah? Am I hired?
Use that for the opening.
I can't wait. Now,
thank you so much for talking with me today, Mike.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Mike. And I love your story about the bathroom. I wish there was a tape for that.
Wait, is it on like YouTube or something?
Probably not.
It might be. At this point, right now, after this airs, people will look for it. They'll probably find it. It's out there.
What's it called? What's the episode?
Micro pooping. That's what it's called.
Micro pooping. Great. Bye-bye, Emmy. Thank you.
Please follow my Facebook, 7 Questions with Emmy, and Instagram, 7 Questions with Emmy. We post a new interview every Thursday. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 Questions with Emmy.